Hi, Fashion Dolls, and we're back. We're back with our second interview of today. Our next special guest is known as his character Naaman Bryce on the hit television award-winning show for HBO, The Wire. And he's went on to do so much with his career and so much more. Joining me today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Julito. Let me send him this live so that he can join me. I'm super excited and nervous. Ooh, I'm so nervous, y'all. But we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our very special guest, Julito. And I want to give a shout out to my makeup artist, Melanie, for making sure that we are right for this evening's look. I can't keep him long, so we're just going to jump right into it. All right, fashion dolls.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up, man?
welcome to the dollhouse, Julito.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. What you nervous about?
To be in your presence.
Nah, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me. What's up, love? How you
You
doing?
are so welcome. It is such a pleasure to meet you here. Oh my God, I have been watching The Wire for a very, very long time, and I'm such a
Right.
fan of the show. My
Right.
father
Thank you
got me
so much.
started off of it. Yes, because he's a New Yorker as well too, and you also were born in Brooklyn, New York. So
Absolutely. Thank you for
tell us
watching.
about
I
that.
appreciate it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Tell
No,
us
no, I
about
just
that.
said thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Yes, your character, Naaman Bryce, still has
Mm.
an impact. What is the number one thing that fans say to you?
Oh man, the number one fans of The Wire.
Yes.
Oh, well, they always talk about my ponytail and the fact that I still got hair but what I love about the Wire fans is that they're probably some of the smartest television fans there is, right? Like the Wire was a very complex and very detailed show, right? Walk, you don't just watch the Wire and say, oh, it was dope how they sold drugs. You know what I mean? You watch The Wire and you have intellectual conversations, and I think that's what the beautiful part about the show and the
Yeah.
fans. They've come to me and talked to me about a little of everything, and it's always special.
And the show still has an impact today.
Yeah,
People are still
absolutely.
talking about it. And I streamed the entire season on HBO. I remember watching it. I said, okay, all right. You got Elbow on here. And
Mhm.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Michael K. Williams. Omar.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, yeah. It's my brother. It's my brother. It's a very, very sad loss. He's a good friend of mine, a staple in the industry. A staple in the acting community. But deeper than that, he was just like a really amazing person. So that was super unfortunate that we lost him. And God bless his soul. And shout out to his family and all his supporters. Yeah.
I can't remember where I was when I got the news, but
Hmm.
I was scrolling down Instagram and I seen it. And I was just like, okay, this can't be true. Because just like how people put stories out
Hmm.
and it's just like, wow, it's taking you a minute to believe it and grasp it. And I'm just like, wow. And
Right.
I've seen it all over. Media take out everybody had it.
Right.
It's
Right.
I'm just like,
Right.
man. I mean, he's
Yeah.
worked. I know him as Omar on The Wire. He's worked
Mm.
in Bessie alongside Queen Latifah as well too,
Yeah.
and to do so many other things
He's
throughout
done
his career.
amazing work. Amazing bro work. Empire. We own the night. Just so much. I said we own the night. I'm connecting it with we own the city. Pardon me, but just so much, so much, and he was a phenomenal actor, a fine actor, man. But I just think what the saddest part about it is that he was loved by so many people, even people that didn't know him. And when you lose anybody, it's always heartfelt. But he was a special soul. And I got to celebrate his life with his family and friends and people who cared about him. I get stopped in the street a lot now, and people talk to me about him. And if I do interviews like this, of course, they talk to me about him. So it's always a little bittersweet. But yeah, I hope he's resting well.
Yes, absolutely. How old were you when you started on The Wire?
I was 14.
Wow.
14, either 14 going into 15 or I already was 15. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was a young kid. uh,
Wow. And another thing people don't know about you is that you danced for the New York Knicks. You've danced in
mhm,
Alicia Keys, Missy Elliott, and you also
mhm,
did a
yeah,
collab on Fabulous's album. So it's just like it's
yeah,
all tied together. So you've had a
yeah,
prolific career.
yeah. I've been blessed. You know, I've been blessed. Yeah, I started out as a dancer. You know, coming out of Broadway dancing in New York, and I've been blessed to go from like a background dancer to like, you know, being able to act. And, you know, acting was never my dream. You know, I kind of stumbled upon that, but I'm very grateful for it.
And look at you now. You're
Yeah.
here, you're still doing it. And do you still keep in touch with any of your cast members? Because we're now, you know where I'm going with this. We're now in the midst of reboots, and a lot of shows are
Hmm.
coming back together. We're seeing cast unite. Not too long
Yeah.
ago, the cast of Martin just got together for a reunion.
Yeah.
So could we possibly see another reunion for The Wire?
I don't know. I don't know if they're planning something. You know, this next month makes 20 years since The Wire's been on
Hmm.
TV. Yeah, so I don't know if they. I've done a few interviews with like some independent entities who are doing stuff for the celebration, but I don't see them doing another season though. But maybe they'll put something together. You know, HBO put something together for for the show. You know, it's just it's you know, it's one of those shows that live on forever, you know, so it's not really about whether you want to see another seat. The show's been it revamps itself every year. It seems it takes a life of its own every so often. You know, every it feels like every 2 years there's like a new kind of surge happening with the show. So yeah, but it'll be cool if they did something during next month with the 20-year anniversary coming up.
And this show was very, very pivotal. Like the show was taped in Baltimore. Like how
Mhm.
long were the tapings for you guys for The Wire?
Yeah, each season took almost a year. 13 episodes. It's a long time. It takes about 10, almost 2 weeks to shoot an episode. So for my season, I lived in Baltimore for 10 months. Yeah, it was crazy. You know, that you had to, but we were kind of out there even before we started shooting. So that, it was, you had to become a Baltimorean. You know, Baltimore, even though the show is about Baltimore, you know, generally, it's about inner cities, right? It's about systems. It's about all that. But because it was shot in Baltimore, you would want to kind of like engulf yourself into being from Maryland, being from Bmore, you know. And so we spent a lot of time out there, you know, before we started shooting, during shooting. Yeah, so it was cool, but it takes a long time. People don't know how much goes into shooting an episode of a television show. It's a lot. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because the show was very serious. You know, it really, if you like BMF, I mean, when I look at BMF and all of these other shows like Power, I think I
Mhm.
can't help but think of The Wire because The Wire
Right.
was the blueprint, you know,
Right.
for these other shows like BMF and Power and The Ghost
Mm,
Playbook and so many others. If you guys are
mm,
familiar with those,
yeah.
um, the show's element is pretty serious, but please tell me that you guys have had some funny moments behind the scenes. Has
Oh,
anything ever
absolutely.
happened?
I mean, well, you gotta understand my season, it was four children, four teenagers as the main
Yeah.
characters. So yeah, every day it felt like summer camp to me. You know, every day it was some type of hijinks we were doing. We those adults hated us. I can imagine. We would. It was like being in a school, and we shot in a real school, right, with real kids. So a lot of half of the taping of the show was us in real schools. So it was a lot, you know. So we did have a whole lot of fun. I mean, you know, it was really a brotherhood amongst the four of us that I think showed on the screen. But as we were shooting it, we got to have a lot of good times. Yeah.
And then your character Naaman picked up after his dad, Weebay. I remember this one scene where you were in the jail with your dad's
Hmm.
character. And then Sandy McCrae, shout outs to her. She's an amazing
Sandy
actress.
is an amazing. Shout out to I love Sandy so much. She's like literally a second mother to me, 100%.
She was not playing. The mother was not playing. I said, "Oh my God, her character is about business." And she said, "You gonna
Hmm.
run this way?" I tell you, yeah. So,
Sandy's the
speaking of
nuts.
leading ladies, you worked with two of my favorite actresses, and you're good friends with one of them, Kiki Palmer, and my favorite, Angela Bassett. I
Yeah,
can't, when I think of Angela, I think of Waiting to Exhale and Whitney
yeah.
Houston. I can't help but think of that. You worked
Hmm.
with both of these ladies in Aquila and the Bee. So,
Hmm.
did you have any idea that this film right here will be pivotal within the Black community today and still resonate with a lot of people?
No, not really. You know, early on in my career, I didn't realize the gravity of much of what I was doing. To be honest, I mean, you're just a young kid that's on a movie set, it's a lot going on, you know. And so when I shot Aquila, of course I didn't. I knew that Kiki was going to be a star. I knew that automatically. She was what 9, 10. Well, no, probably in between 10 and 11, right? But automatically I knew I was, because we worked together prior to that, though, on the World Cap. That was both of, well, she was in Barbershop for a small role, but that was both of our first time being leads on the movie was the World Cap. So then Nikhil and he came out. But I just always knew she was going to be around for a long time. So now to see her still winning and like, it feels like she's on her like fourth leg of her career now at this point, right? Like she's about to blow up with this new Jordan Peele movie, even more than what she is. You know, I just always knew she was a star. And then, for me, I was starstruck. I've met a little bit of everybody in my life, but to be with Angela Bassett, day in and day out, and have her play a mother in a movie, that's a dream come true for an actor. Most especially most actors in general, but especially black men, black women, they would love to be in the presence of those people. So not only Angela, but also Lawrence, right? Like Lawrence Fishburne,
Yes.
to be in the presence of Lawrence Fishburne and Angela at the same time in their first movie back together since What's Love Got to Do with It. It was special. So I forever hold those experiences in my heart for sure.
She wore Tina Turner out, and I'm just like, oh my God. If it was me on set and I met Angela, I would just be fanning out. She
Right, right.
amazing actress, amazing. And then you
Amazing.
did Brotherly Love with Kiki as well too. I mean,
Hmm.
it was an all-star cast. So that
Yeah.
film also is a great film as well too. So you've
Yeah,
done so
me
many
and Kiki
projects.
worked a lot together. We did World Cap and Kayla and Brotherly Love. Well, before Brotherly Love, we did the Ludacris video for Runaway Love. That was with Mary J. Blige, and that was special. And me and Kiki have always had an amazing relationship as far as being friends, and then also a great work relationship. She's played a huge part of my career. Absolutely.
Yes, and congratulations, Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige is Entertainer of the Year, I think, on the cover of Time magazine. So
Yeah,
congrats to her.
Billboard. Yeah,
Yes.
Icon of the
And
Year. She got that
also
Icon Award. That's special.
the Queen of Hip Hop Soul, the reigning Queen of Hip Hop Soul in New York. So I mean, it's so much talent that came out of the New York area because my father is from New York.
Mm,
So I can't keep
okay.
Julito, you guys. I can. It's such a great time talking with you, but just
Absolutely.
catching up that feeling and reminiscing on the show The Wire because I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I mean, to make up for The Wire, we have BMF and Power
Mm-hmm.
and all of these shows that give you that feel. And
Mm-hmm.
so people still to this day are talking about The Wire. Like I interviewed another one of your co-stars that was on The Wire, Vincent Ward, who I had
Okay.
back last month on the show, and he was telling me about his experience in The Wire, Baltimore and being on
Mm-hmm.
set. And Michael, we
Mm-hmm.
talked a little bit about Michael, and
Right.
God, I mean, that really threw me for a doozy finding out about
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who did? I'm not sure who Vincent played on this show. I would have to see his face. why it's probably
it.
one of the biggest ensemble casts of like all time in a TV series. I think about like there was McNulty, but ultimately there wasn't like one specific lead, right? There was just an ensemble. So the cast so big, there's people that be like, "Yo, I was on the wire." I'm like, "Oh, it's hard for me to even remember." I'm gonna be honest, but shout out to Vincent though.
And JD and Jamie, Mac Wilds,
Yeah,
Snoop is doing their thing.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
who else was it? Somebody was doing some directing and stuff as well too behind the scenes.
Hmm.
Like it's so many. Like you guys did have a big cast.
Right, right, absolutely. Yeah, it's probably one of the shows that you don't see too often. A TV show kind of blossom and be the centerpiece for so many actors' careers, and that's what's special about it. You see, like 70% of the actors from the show are like still working to this day, and we're celebrating 20 years the next month of the show being aired on TV, and it's been what, like 13, 14, probably 13 years since my season ended. Like, so to think about it, right? I'm 31 now. I was 15 when I did that show, right? And there's so many people, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that have like just the show is given like they've opened the door for. And you don't really see that on many TV shows. Maybe one or two of the cast still work from a show, but to see almost like 60% of the cast still working, that's like phenomenal.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So we're gonna wrap it up here, Fashion Dolls, because I can't keep Julito, but he's gonna be doing some mixing and stuff. So you guys definitely stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. Like I love your mixes. I'm a big
Oh,
music
thank
fan. I
you.
just had one of the guys from Drew Hill on not too long ago
It's
at
my favorite
4
R&B
early.
group. My favorite
Yes,
R&B
Drew
group. I
Hill,
love that group. Drew
and
Hills.
they're gonna be
It's crazy. I
performing.
still where they perform. I'm about to say it's crazy. I've never seen them perform, and that's like my favorite group of all time. Where they performing at?
Los Angeles. They're going to be at the Saban Theater this Friday. So make sure you guys go to drewhill25.com and purchase your tickets. I just had one of the members on the show, Black, who's also a part of the group, Player. And we all know Static, God rest his soul, too, was written for Brandy and
Static Major,
also
right?
Aaliyah. Yeah, Static.
Yeah.
Yeah, Static Music.
Yeah. Hmm. That's that. Yeah, that's Static Major is a legendary artist. Legendary.
Mm,
I'll always give him props when I could, especially when I DJ R&B after hours. I do that pretty much every Thursday, so I always try to show him love as much as I can because he's a little too underrated. You know what I mean? Like people don't realize Static Major. I mean, gave Genuine one of his biggest hits of all time. Lil Wayne, and then of course Aaliyah and so many other artists. So, definitely shout out to Static Major.
absolutely. Absolutely. So before we conclude, Julito, what advice do you want to give to people that want to get into acting, that want to do music? Because you do it all. You're a man of all trades. You're a dad, an
Mm-hmm.
amazing actor, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
so honored to be in your presence. That's why I was, oh
Oh,
my God, my heart is beating
I'm
so
honored to
fast.
be. I'm honored to be in your presence. But I appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing such a great job. But what advice I have? I would say, to know exactly what you want to do and be consistent at it. I know, that probably sounds very cliche, but I think there's a difference between a talent and a hard worker. There's so many people who have talent. You know what I mean? You could find somebody in, any inner city that probably play basketball better than Michael Jordan, with but all it takes, they may not be at Michael Jordan's level because it takes consistency, it takes practice, but it's so many people who had um, the skill to be either
Yeah.
a basketball player, rap just like Jay-Z, and even outside of the entertainment industry, there's so many people with just so many skills, but it's about your consistency. It's about your level of how much you want it. Somebody said this to me before and it really touched me. He said, if you're not willing to die for what it is you
Come on.
want, you really don't want it, and I think that goes for anything, right? And it's not just about the industry, right? It's not just about the entertainment industry because it's more to life than just acting, singing, rapping, and it's in sports, right? We as Black people, we have the power to be able to do anything we want. You know what I mean? And I'm talking to people, but I speak directly to Black people and people of color because that's what, that's my, in a sense, my the people I speak for. You know what I mean? So, just make sure whatever it is you want to do, just be consistent and stay with it. But you just know what you want to do. For a long time I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do per se. I didn't know if acting was it because I had stumbled upon acting. So I didn't know if acting was my everything or, music, was always a part of me, but I didn't know. But I think once I got more focused on exactly what I wanted and I figured out my why, then that's important to figure out your why. Once I figured out my why I want to do this and how it's not about me, but it's about me touching, moving, and inspiring people, then I realized all these other things are just catalysts for that. You know what I mean? I'm not just an actor because I want to win an Oscar. I act so when people watch my shows or movies or whatever I do, they see themselves in me. And I give a voice to the voiceless, or I give a voice to people who may not see themselves on screens. You know what I mean? So I think once you figure out your why, you're able to do anything you want. So stay consistent and figure it out.
Absolutely. 100%. And more importantly, I believe in manifestation. I'm a Scorpio, so whatever it
Oh, okay.
is that
You're a
I,
November
yeah,
Scorpio, or which Scorpio?
October,
Wait,
I'm a Halloween baby.
whew, something about that November Scorpio, the November Scorpios. I don't. Nah. Okay. You were born on Halloween?
Yeah, my mom is actually a Libra. My brother's a Cancer, and I'm a
Oh wow.
Scorpio.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
There you go. There you go. I can deal with October Scorpios. Y'all are something.
Yeah.
Y'all are cool. The November ones is. I don't know. But what you were saying about manifestation?
Yeah, I was saying that whatever you put out there in the universe, it's gonna come full circle. So I'm a firm believer of that, 100%.
Word up. Yes, definitely speak. I spoke so many things in my life into existence. I think it's important to be intentional. I think I try my hardest to be as intentional as I can in every area of my life. And like you said, manifest it. You can speak anything you want because the world will. Before we get out of here, I'll just say the world will always make sure you're right. Right. So
Absolutely.
if
Yes.
you if you if you speak negativity in your life, if you consume yourself in negativity, if I'm even careful in how I speak, very specifically, very detailed, right? Like, when people be like, I'm broke or my heart broke or this, so you got to be very careful because anything you say after I am is some of the most important things you will ever say in your life. So you got to be very intentional in how you speak and what you tell the universe because the universe is always going to make you right. You know what I mean?
And I put it on paper. Just whatever it is that you want to go for, put it on paper. Whatever it is, whatever your heart's. I see my girlfriend. Hey Felicia, we just got through talking on the phone. She was
Mm-hmm.
calming me down because I was nervous. But
Wow.
talking to you,
Ain't
yes,
nothing to
I
be
was like,
nervous about. Ain't nothing to be nervous about. We listen. You're doing an amazing job. Mm-hmm.
thank you so much coming from you. Like, I love The Wire. I loved you on the show, and just the cast.
Thank
Y'all
you.
are just, y'all are amazing. Y'all
Thank
are
you. I
amazing.
appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So we're gonna close it out here, Fashion Dolls, and I would love to speak with you again in the future. We
Let's
definitely got
make
to
it.
do
Let's make it happen. Absolutely. The next time we could go a little longer, but continue doing what you're doing. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And like keep going, and I'll be checking it out for sure.
All right. Thank you, Julito. It was such an honor.
My
Let
pleasure.
everyone know where they can follow you and check you out for
Yep.
the R&B mix.
Yeah, yeah. I am Julito everywhere. I got a few new movies and things dropping very, very soon, so look out for that. But every Thursday I DJ here on Instagram. The times vary, but most of the time it's 10 p.m. every Thursdays, R&B after hours. Um, and you'll be seeing me very soon. This third quarter of the year should be a really good one. So keep supporting. I appreciate all the support. And just stay tuned.
All right, fashion dolls. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Julito. Thank you so much
Have
for
a good
coming
one,
in.
love. I'll see you soon, all right?
You take care.